Hi, I'm Jordan the Nerd of Gold, and recently I decided I was going to read the entirety of Geoff John's Green Lantern era, which is a comic I had read bits and pieces of when it was coming out, but never the whole thing. So, this is part 3. You can go back and watch parts 1 and 2. I'll make a little collection here later today, so that way you can watch it all together if you want. But at this point, I have read Secret Origins, The Rage of the Red Lanterns, and I am almost done with the Agent Orange storyline. Those 3 are like back to back there. And in DC time, we are at the Final Crisis era of DC, and we are moving into the start of what's going to be the Blackest Night storyline. That's the next big event for Green Lantern comics. But, okay, I finally got to the point where I was like, ooh, this is maybe a little too much with all the different color lanterns, because in the Red Lantern storyline, we have the Red Lanterns appearing in the first time, and it's kind of mysterious how they start, because last time we saw Atrocitus, he was literally crucified on an alien planet that was barren after all its destruction from a billion years ago or whatever. And suddenly he's freed, which I'm okay with. We can have like a flashback to how he did that, but we don't get that information. And then he suddenly has this Red Lantern, like the giant red lantern that you would associate with the Green Lantern Corps, like the central power battery, and there's no explanation for like where he got that, and it feels kind of odd because Geoff took so much time to be like, this is how Sinestro built the Sinestro Corps. Like, he had the anti-monitors, he had the Weaponers Accord, he went on a recruiting phase, and here is Atrocitus. He's like, yeah, I've mysteriously freed, and I use magic, I guess, to build all this, and I can control this power. I don't know. It's okay. I just feel like it's a little weird after the Sinestro Corps War that we're just suddenly, here's basically a whole new color Lantern Corps. Because even with the Blue Lantern who shows up, and that's kind of the point that where I was like, this is a little too much, where Blue Lanterns show up and they can control Hope. It makes sense because they have former Guardians of the Universe who are now just like starting. They only have 2 lanterns, and they're building their own corps now that's going to work alongside the Green Lantern Corps. But like, we're already kind of like straining credulity a little bit with the Red Lanterns, and all of a sudden there's a Blue Lantern too. And it's like, oh, that was maybe a little much. It's still good, I enjoy it, but I'm like, okay, I can see why people may have like been like, oh, we're doing too much. I can see that, because I know there were some people back in the day when it was coming out where it's like, he's just doing too much with throwing out all these colors out here. But yeah, that being said, the Agent Orange storyline it's all right so far. We're getting the explanation for why we've never been able to go to the Vegas system, and it makes sense that someone as powerful as Larfleeze would be the reason for that. And then the Secret Origin stuff, I liked that storyline. That was a good origin there. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I wanted to say in this beyond? Generally, I'm still liking the run as a whole. I do feel like we've dropped pretty much John Stewart as a co-lead in the book, because earlier in the series, John was like in more issues, and then he went undercover for a little bit, and then he basically, after the Sinestro Corps War, he's basically not been seen in the main Green Lantern book, and it's just been a Hal solo book since that point, which is fine. I like Hal Jordan and how he's going on this long arc of redemption to like find his place in the Green Lantern Corps and his life now that he's returned. It's a good storyline. I'm okay with that. But at the same time, like, why did we drop John Stewart as the co-lead from this book? I feel like it would have been nice to have John there to like talk against Hal Jordan in that sense. But let's see, what else? I feel like I had one other thought I wanted to say. No, I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. I'll probably have some more thoughts as I go into the next part. I don't know. The Blackest Night is a long storyline. I remember that. There's a ton of tie-in issues to that. I do remember that. So I don't know if I'm going to complete the Blackest Night before I make another one of these, but I'll let you know. Yeah. Have a good day.